Greetings everyone, and welcome to a brand new episode of All Things Lambda, the show about a community that is still trucking on strong with enough news that comes out about its fanbase every week that it justifies a whole weekly community news show to exist. There's a whole bunch of news that released this week, so, well, you know, I'm just gonna roll the intro right now. Let's just do it.
LambdaGeneration.
Sheath Entertainment is in the news this week. Late on Sunday, they released a short teaser for the long-awaited third episode of their Source Filmmaker series, Reinstated, following Half-Life Opposing Force protagonist Adrian Shepard after being finally let loose by the G-Man into the world of Half-Life 2. The teaser is fairly short, so I'll leave most of it for you to watch, but there are a couple interesting things to point out. For one, the teaser starts with an intro taking heavy inspiration from the original Valve intro/logo from 1998, and introduces us to the team working on Reinstated alongside Sheath Entertainment, Pipeline Pictures. Second, at the end of the trailer, we get the release date of 2020X for the third episode. Cal, the man behind Sheath Entertainment, was kind enough to share some more behind-the-scenes information on the series. Production on the series has been a bit slow over the last year due to the pandemic and the release of Half-Life Alyx. The latter meant that the story of Reinstated needed to be reworked somewhat to fit the new canon. On that note, Cal did say that he does not expect the rumored codename Citadel game to mess with the story at all, and now that the light at the end of the pandemic is close, the project can proceed. This is also helped by the fact that Cal has behind the scenes assembled a dream team of Source Filmmaker animators and voice talent to help out with production. The above mentioned Pipeline Pictures includes the likes of Daramix, Atlas, Baron Franklin, Yukon, Nero, Kaiser Wilhelm II, Mr. Marooned, Animux, and even Deviant Pictures Films as a consultant. Cal has also revealed that voice actor Brandon Vaj, who has voice acted in many games over the years and is best known for his roles in Observer, The Signifier, and in the Remothered series, has been cast in the role of the yet unheard Adrian Shepard. I'm sorry if I butchered your last name, by the way, Brandon. Cal has said that several other voice actors have been brought on for other characters as well, such as CW3D, who is playing the G-Man. On the topic of voice acting, Cal made an announcement on his Discord that he is looking for talent to play the role of Civil Protection. So if you also want to be part of the dream team, do apply. As for the release date, Cal doesn't want to rush things as he doesn't want a repeat of Hunt Down the Freeman, but he has said that he hopes to see Reinstated be a popular and powerful project in the Half-Life community within 5 years. So that narrows down the 9 years release window by some. Hopefully, we'll get to see more of Cal, Shepard, Brandon, and the rest in the new episode soon. A link to the trailer can be found in the description below. It has only been a couple of weeks since we last covered the Half-Life Alyx non-VR mod that is currently being developed by Somst, and there's already more new progress to be covered. In a new video that they posted, they're showing off even more gameplay of the mod, now slightly more polished than before. The description really tells us exactly what has been worked on and what we're seeing in the video. The changelog talks about there now being working pistol models, new animations for the multi-tool, brand new UI icons, and a couple more things. We also get to see some puzzles in the video as well, which I think is cool. I think the wire puzzle works pretty seamlessly, but the orb memory puzzle near the end of the video I think would be difficult to properly translate to keyboard and mouse with the whole dragging thing. Anyway, I do think this mod has some potential to be great, especially for people who cannot afford VR or for people who cannot play the game in VR for other reasons. Now, I'm not sure if the game will be as great in this pancake mode as it is in VR, but I certainly have a lot of curiosity towards it. When this mod will come out is still unknown, but keep an eye out on Somst's Patreon page. There have been some signs that an early build of the mod will be released on there. If you want to see the video featured here, then check the description below for a link. A new Half-Life fan game is in development, and it's actually something completely original. Half-Life Loop is a top-down twin-stick shooter developed by Daniel Almanara, aka Pinky. It runs on the Unity engine, but its visuals are trying to stay as close to Half-Life as possible, even using the same textures wherever possible. The game will feature loads of rooms based upon Black Mesa and Zen locations, most of the enemies, pretty much all of the weapons from Half-Life 1, skins, and a whole bunch more stuff. Each run will probably take you about 30 to 40 minutes, at least that's the plan currently. Binky is working on this mostly on their own time, and they're pretty much working on this all on their own. That being said, they do have a Patreon page where you can become a member and get more updates on what they're working on. A link to their Patreon page is in the description below. Half-Life Loop's release date is still unknown, but once it does release, it will be released for free on either GameJolt or itch.io, and maybe even on Steam at some point. Only the future will know. Sometimes it happens that your favorite mod developers are so good at what they do that they obtain the attention of an actual game studio. When this happens, usually the mod creator would jump on the opportunity to take a job offer that would basically turn their hobby into a job that they get paid for. And honestly, isn't that what most of us want? Well, for the core developer Monster Irby and for Half-Life Decay solo mission developer Mr. Floyd, the answer was undoubtedly yes, because the both of them have been picked up by game studio 3D Realms of Duke Nukem fame to work as level designers on a yet unannounced first-person shooter project. We already knew that Monster Irby has joined 3D Realms, as we covered that before on the show, but the news about Mr. Floyd joining the team is hot off the presses. And with that I mean that Mr. Floyd posted a tweet on the 18th of May announcing the life-changing job opportunity. Oh, and that Decay solo mission will be officially put on hold for the time being. This doesn't mean that it's cancelled though, but it does mean that we won't be seeing anything materialize for Decay solo mission for a while, which is kind of a shame. But hey, this is still a fantastic opportunity for Mr. Floyd, and I wish him the best of luck at 3D Realms. Now, why is 3D Realms hiring Half-Life mod makers all of a sudden? Specifically Gold Source level designers? Would they be working on a retro shooter that runs on the Gold Source engine? Who would they hire next? Would they hire me? Or would I be working for 3D Realms already and I just haven't told you guys? Okay, that last part is definitely not true, but hey, I'll take the opportunity to work at a games company. Anyway, I feel like I've said this many times already, but I wish Irby and Mr. Floyd the best of luck at 3D Realms. A tweet from Mr. Floyd detailing future plans for DK solo mission is linked in the description below. Go check it out. Source filmmaker animator Sepko wanted to answer the age-old question that every Half-Life fan has. What if smartphones were a thing back when the resonance cascade happened at Black Mesa? In this series of images, Sepko shows the events of the first Half-Life unfold in a series of Snapchat pictures. Or snaps. I'm not on Snapchat, so I have no idea what they're called. Stories? Stories, probably stories. From the very beginning of Gordon's train ride to the anomalous materials lab to the actual resonance cascade event, which is where the series is at currently, it's all being documented by Gordon and his trusty phone. Oh look, he even snapped a picture of an alien. Time to post that on the internet. I actually love fan art like this. It's a pretty original idea, and I don't think we've seen something in this format before when it comes to fan art. Especially not in the form of snaps sent from Gordon, or Gertie, to presumably his friends. It gives you a whole new take on the classic Half-Life story, and it adds a bit of character along the way as well. A link to the thread that Sepko is still adding new additions to is linked in the description below. Make sure you check back often. New entries in the series may be posted randomly. You know who's also posting randomly? Us, on our social media pages. Our Twitter and Facebook, we post the latest Half-Life community news and sometimes even memes. Even stuff that I haven't covered here will sometimes appear on there, so it's definitely worth a follow. Our Discord server is also in the description below in case you want to talk to like-minded people about Half-Life stuff. We got over 1,000 members, so finding new friends is easy. My Twitter and YouTube are both down in the description as well in case you want to check those out. I'd highly appreciate it. And with that all being said, I'm going to end episode 142 of All Things Lambda. Don't be sad though, because we'll be back with more Half-Life community news next week. In the meantime though, don't forget to subscribe and to ring that bell icon so you'll never miss another episode. Salutations, and take care.